What's up, everybody? Welcome to a Rewind Theater for the new Last of Us Left Behind trailer. I'm Greg Miller. I don't know how long I want to keep the voice going. I'm Greg Miller alongside the Pride of Long Island, Colin Moriarty.
Beyond.
You want to know what, Colin?
What's that?
Shaggy is a criminally underrated musical artist.
Shaggy, yeah. He was
But that's
he was
neither here.
fantastic.
That's neither here nor there right now. Instead, we're looking at Last of Us, a new trailer here. It's a very, very short cutscene, similar to what we got from VGAs, or VGX, I'm sorry.
VGX, yes.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
When they walked up on the little carousel in what looked to be an abandoned mall. What do we know about this one, Colin?
So we got this exclusively, and it came alongside an interview I did with Yanni King, who's playing Riley. And so basically, this is some single-player DLC that takes place before the campaign, but after the American Dreams prequel comic books.
Right. There was a 4-issue Dark Horse series called The Last of Us, American Dreams. It was fun. I didn't have high expectations for it. I won't lie to you. You know, most comic games crossovers are not great, but this one, you know, first off, drawn really well by Faith Erin Hicks, but then just an interesting story that told. I was confused. We've talked about this a little bit before, so stick with us if you're a hardcore fan. I assumed, based on the events of the video game, that the prequel comic was going to show how Ellie got infected and how Riley got killed. Spoiler alert. But there's no way you should play this if you have.
Yeah, I don't understand why you're watching this if you're.
But instead, no, it was just about their first meeting. And what's kind of interesting is that they seem to be treading similar territory. Because what happens in that, Colin, is, you know, Ellie meets Riley. Riley and her kind of strike up this friendship after a little bit. And they sneak out to an abandoned shopping mall where they meet a guy there. He teaches Ellie how to ride a horse. And then at the end of it, all hell breaks loose. They have to run back. You know what I mean? And that's where they meet Fireflies. That's where they meet Marlene and stuff like for the first time. But then this seems like you got to interview Riley herself here. Over on the PlayStation blog, they talked to Ashley Johnson, who, of course, is Ellie. And she was talking about the fact that this one is a lot different from the first game because, first off, two teenage girls, getting to be two teenage girls, but also that the whole thing is them going to a mall. It looks like they go back to the mall from the comics where there is that carousel we saw in the other trailer. So it's kind of weird.
Yeah, it is. I'm interested. I don't want to know too much though, but I'm interested. I'm interested in how it all lines up. I mean, what I like about what Yanni King told me, and also what Ashley Johnson was telling me, since they both use the same wording, I assume that they were prepared by PR for these.
No, really?
They were getting like a more playful and like, a more down-to-earth side to these girls. Especially, we don't really know Riley, but especially Ellie. Ellie was born into this heinousness, but we get to see like a more playful and carefree side of her, which I think is really exciting.
Sure, yeah. You figure this is before the events of The Last of Us, which were her coming of age story. The first time she saw somebody killed. At this point in the story. I don't remember anymore from the comic book. No, I guess she has, but she hasn't really had much time with the infected. She hasn't seen the crazy infected.
No, and no, she couldn't have because this is probably gonna be her first encounter with the infected as we really know them because they are locked up in this school, whatever. But I like the juxtaposition of just kind of like the old world kind of stuff when she's laying in bed or whatever. You see like all of the tattered things that a teenage girl would have on her. Yeah,
like stuff she's clearly cobbled together as she's gone through.
But these are obviously all from before the fall or whatever. And I love that just like the graphical look of it. You could see the rain falling on the window, the shadows showing up on her arm, and
on the pillow,
which I think is amazing on the pillow, and then just the lighting. Like the game just looks like so much better even than PS4 games we're seeing. I don't know how they're doing it.
Now here's something I want to say, Colin. Okay. This is not Last of Us related. However, it's inside industry information that I would like to put onto you and then everyone listening to this to ruin them forever.
Okay.
Because when I saw this, it ruined it for me.
Okay, sure.
Because I already know this now.
Tell me about it.
According to some developers I know, the hardest stuff to animate in video games, blankets and pillows.
Really?
That's why whenever you see someone sleeping, they're always sleeping on top of the covers, not underneath them. And then if you watch the pillow, it totally never reacts like a real pillow would. Like clearly her head is not resting into it like you really would on a pillow. And then when she pops up and throws it, it totally looks like not even a bag of flour. It's got this whole different texture to it, right?
Yeah, everything's like kind of bending down.
Exactly.
It looks pretty good.
There's one little pull, and then look at like that pillow's all limp and stupid.
Yeah.
I watched that, I'm like, God, I don't even remember who told me that anymore.
Well, thanks for ruining it for me.
Thank you. I want to make sure you have it.
What I like that she pulls out of that stiff, lifeless PlayStation 2 era pillow is her switchblade, which
given to her by Marlene, who got it from Ellie's mom and then gave it to her.
So it's cool, a little cool thread from the prequel story all the way through to the end of the Last of Us itself. We see that blade many a time. We saw that blade when we first met Ellie during the reveal trailer back in the day.
It's very important to her, some would say. When she was older, then she became younger. Remember that?
Yep.
Yeah.
They aged her up, they aged her down.
All right, The Last of Us. Left Behind DLC. It's coming soon. You do not need a Last of Us save. Even I guess there could be an argument made to play it first, right? It's a prequel.
No, yeah, I don't know about that.
We don't know the content of it. Maybe it really flows well.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, you should if you haven't played The Last of Us, I don't know what you're waiting for.
Yeah, you screwed up by watching this.
But yeah, we know a few things. We know, just like Infamous 2's DLC, Festival of Blood. You didn't need the disc for that. Well, you do need the disc for this.
Now I'm confused. Yeah, so
Infamous 2's Festival of Blood. You don't need the disc standalone.
Right. Okay.
This is not standalone technically.
No.
You need the disc. It's
Gotcha.
running off the disc. We know that's $14.99. It's included in the season pass if you purchase that.
Oh.
We don't know anything about trophies yet.
They have them,
but they have to have them.
Yeah, of course.
And we don't know anything about release date timing yet, but I would assume it's going to be in the next couple of months.
If they're talking about it, it's got to be soon.
Mm-hmm.
If they're showing more, they're doing all this because you don't want to. You can't tease this too long.
No, and you want to get this out because people are moving on to PS4.
It's what it's all about.
Yep.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, for everything about The Last of Us, Left Behind, PlayStation, PlayStation 4, PSP Go, and the Amiga, keep it here on IGN.
45 days.
Bien.